come to you with a video about some of the questions that teachers forget to ask when they get a new job, like if you're a first-year teacher especially, or even if you're changing districts. These are some questions you really need to ask, and sometimes you forget until you need to know the answer. So today I'm going to give you some answers. Duh. I'm going to give you the questions so you find out the answers. Okay, so the first thing that you should find out is time. What time are you supposed to arrive every day? What time do the students arrive? It sounds simple. It sounds like everybody should know it, but sometimes it's different. Sometimes they expect you to be there earlier than what the students are. So like, let's just say if the students get there at 7:30, you may be expected to be there 7 o'clock, 6:45. You may have a morning job. You never know. Make sure you know what time you should be there, what time you should leave, what time the students will be there, and what time they're expected to leave, and make sure you stick to that schedule. Alright, number 2, and this sounds so simple, but I'm telling you, you need to know this. You need to ask, where should you park? In every building, it's all set up differently, and there's always like the best spot for your classroom. So in one school I was in, I was like on the end down here, so there was a doorway. So I parked in like the back parking lot so I could be closer to my car. So little things like that are really good to know, like where should you park? Where's the best place for you to park? There may be places they don't want you to park because of buses. Think about, what if you have to leave early and it's like the middle of car riders? Are you going to be able to get out? So pay attention to where you park. I learned this the hard way. Okay, number 3 is, what should you do if you get sick? Or if you can't come to school for some reason? Who do you call? Is there a number? Is there an app? Is there something on the website? How do you find a sub? What are the procedures for this? You need to know. You may think, oh, I'm never going to be sick. I'm never going to be out. Things come up and you just don't know. So go ahead and know in advance, this is what needs to happen, because if you're sick, you're not going to want to call around and say, I'm sick, what am I supposed to do now? You need to know in advance. Okay, number 4 is visitors. You need to know what visitors are allowed in your room. Every district is different. Every school is different. Some districts allow visitors to be in the classroom. Some don't. Sometimes parents can just find their way into the school and get past the office and find your room. So you need to know who's allowed to be in there. How do you know they're allowed to be in there? Just because you know they're a parent, how do you know they were there? Do they have a visitor's tag? What times are they allowed to visit? So I would ask all those questions. I would ask, who's allowed to visit, when, how will I know they're a visitor, how will I know it's okay, how will I know the office knows that they were here? Okay, number 5 is, especially for upper grades, you need to figure out what are the rules for leaving the room, for the kids to leave the room. So if you need to send a student to the office, or to the nurse, or to the bathroom, or anywhere in the hall, anywhere leaving your room, what's the procedure for that? Are you allowed to do that? Do you need to have a pass? Do you need to call ahead? Some schools that I've seen before, you had to call and let them know you were sending a student. Sometimes you just send them down by themselves. Sometimes they're not allowed to walk by themselves. You need to figure that out. Number 6 is something that I've started dealing with in the last few years. The first years of my teaching career, I never really dealt with this that much, but food in the classroom. You have to be careful because there are so many allergies. You need to find out what is the policy of your school about food. Can kids bring food in? Can parents bring food in for parties, for celebrations? Are they allowed to do that? Do you have to have permission? One school I was in, we had to have parents' signature, and it had to have exactly what the child was going to eat. So if a child wanted to have a birthday party and they were going to have 1 cupcake and chips, I had to actually put on there 1 cupcake and a handful of chips, or a half a cup of chips, or whatever, and actually measure it out and be specific. What kind of chips? What kind of cupcake? Vanilla, chocolate, whatever. And the parents had to sign saying that it was okay for their kid to have it. So a lot of times teachers use food as rewards, like candy, Skittles, things like that. Be very careful and make sure you're allowed to do that before you do it. Okay, number 7, Netflix, Hulu, any type of movie that you show, ask, what is the rule? Some schools actually require you to have parent signature before you show any type of video, any type at all. Some of them don't let you use Netflix at all in the classroom. So you need to know what is the district policy and what is your school policy. What can you do in your room? Number 8 is transportation changes. Oh my goodness, these will drive you insane. People are always calling down or calling me, coming down, saying, oh, so-and-so needs to be a bus rider or a car rider or a walker or whatever. They change their transportation. You need to know, how do you get that information and when can you not use it? So, for instance, if a parent just called my room on the phone and they called straight to me, because you could do that, call my line. They called me and they were like, Mrs. Herring, so-and-so needs to be a bus rider today. I would have to say, oh, I'm sorry, you need to call the office and tell them, because I have to make sure that they know before I can put them on the bus. So some schools will not take requests over the phone. They will say, sorry, no changes over the phone. Some of them, people have to actually come up there in person. So you need to know what's your district, what is your school, how do they stand on that? What should you do if there's a transportation change? What if a kid brings you a letter? Can you accept that? What if they're going home with a friend? What do? You need to know these things. All right, number 9 is the bathroom. If you need to go to the bathroom, you have got to build your bladder up. And it takes a lot of practice to build that bladder up. You're going to have to drink a lot because you're talking a lot. So you're going to be thirsty. You're going to drink a lot, which means you have to pee a lot. But you can't just leave those kids. So figure out, what's the policy? How do you leave them? How do you go to the bathroom if it's not time for a bathroom break? You will eventually have to do this. Everybody says, oh, no, I'm just going to hold it. At some point in your career, there will be a time you need to leave for something. Maybe you're sick and you're going to throw up. Maybe you need to go to the bathroom. Maybe whatever it is, you need to leave the room for something. What do? Do you tell your neighboring teacher? I mean, what is the procedure for that? You need to know, what do I do if I need to leave this room? And the last thing is really not a question. It's just something you should know. So you should know that your best friends in the whole entire school are going to be the cafeteria staff, the office staff, and the janitorial staff. They need to be your best friends. You need to find out everything about them. What's their favorite drink? What's their favorite candy? What's everything? Anything they like, they need to be your best friends, because those are the people who truly run the school. Those are the people you want to keep on your good side, you want to be friends with. All right, I hope these tips have helped you. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching my channel. If you like this channel and this video, please like, share, and subscribe to get future videos.